And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It's a pickup of 6.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Now you get a look at their key inactives for this week's game, and Charles, clearly you don't want to have any of these guys unavailable, especially when you're where they're at fighting for a playoff spot.
I agree, because the postseason is on the line. So you got to overcome the injuries and find a way to win. And the only way to do that, the guys available have to step up. What's that mantra in the NFL? Next man up. This is their opportunity.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here's Burrow. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
Out of bounds at the 47-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Pollard going to try to... No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And who's got it? The Giants. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolded.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So here are the Giants now in great field position to start their initial drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part of the reason that they couldn't take the win last time out. I believe we'll see a more aggressive version of him this week whenever they're nearing the end zone.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They're passing here. Joe Burrow working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
For a Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
At the 46-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Play action. It's Burrow. And a catch right side by Evans. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. So on 4th down, here's Sam Martin to punt it away for Detroit. Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. The New York set to take the field. A former Oklahoma State Cowboy, it's Chuba Hubbard. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 5-yard line.
Right back to Hubbard. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. This now a 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd.
Daniels looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the Giants first down. 1st and 10.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Got a man. It's complete to Jelani Woods.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 41.
To throw is Daniels.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hubbard. And he's going to get this inside the 30. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
And he'll find Hall. Oh, able to avoid him. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 5 yards from the end zone, first and goal.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
And they'll try to run the option here.
And he will take it all in for a Giant touchdown.
Jaden Daniels.
A 4-yard touchdown scamper.
And the Giants go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
Now, this is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really haven't. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, so get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Lions offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's come out of the gates hot. He's been on target with his throws, and that's reflected in the numbers as he'll look to keep it going here.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
It's a gain of 11. And the Lions first down.
First play of the drive, a first down run. That sets you up for whichever way you want to go. Do you come right back and run the football again because you've got them on their heels? Or do you play chess match with them, break tendency, and go play action and go for the big shot?
And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
13 yards remaining on second down.
Now it's Burrow.
That one complete to Trey Tucker.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 39. 23 yards the pickup there.
First down. It's a gain of 23 yards.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. First and 10 at the 39-yard line. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow.
To the sideline and incomplete. You talk about this Giant defense.
This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
They spent the week at practice, and we know our rating's not that great. And we know we're facing the #1 passing team in the league. But there are some things that we can do to give ourselves a chance in this game.
3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Again, it's Burrow. And incomplete on the deep ball.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive.
Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And to co-sign with you, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them.
Second down, another chance for Hubbard.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Working out of the gun, Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And the Giants first down.
Off the play fake, Daniels.
He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. To the air goes Daniels. They'll set up the screen here for Hubbard.
Room here to run. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 39.
3 yards. And the Giants first down. First and 10.
Now Daniels.
And Diggs has it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Giants first down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
First and goal.
Here's Daniels.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
Second and goal.
They go play action. Daniels.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
A loss of 10.
He'll wind up losing 10 there, a full 10 yards, so that one hurts. And it brings up third and goal.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
Interested to see what they dial up here. Third and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone. Pass caught by Pearsall.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And it'll be fourth down. The kick by Pinheiro is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
He was brought down by Khalid Hudson. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
They go play action with Burrow. They're looking deep here for Flowers. This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But third down coming up. Now Burrow. That's dumped off to Pollard. Shifts by him. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. Third and long. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Getting this ball out wide for Davis. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. On fourth down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense had Chuba Hubbard set to take over once more. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Play action. Now it's Daniels. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. Just his second incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
The Lions offense and Joe Burrow getting set for this next drive. And he's putting together a remarkable season, currently the NFL's leader in passing yards as we play here in the month of December. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Here's Burrow. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
And it's 3rd down.
Now it's Burrow. And he is caught. And he is going to have the Lions first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
And the Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Burrow on play action. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing again, it's Burrow. He finds Bateman over the middle. 2nd down and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Pollard will take it up the gut. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
TJ Edwards on the tackle. A gain of a yard.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass. They'll set up the screen with Davis. He's got room to roam. And finally down at the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. On the ground, it's Ollie Gordon. And he'll take this from the 9 down to about the 7. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll send the big tight end in motion right. 3rd and goal. Burrow. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Lions are back within a score.
No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
And now out come the Giants.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Daniels looking to throw.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
35 yards that time on the punt. And the Lions will take over.
The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's been one of the main focal points of this unit throughout the season, no doubt. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL in terms of receptions by a wideout.
Incomplete.
2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Flowers.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
2-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. So holding on the return, and that's going to back him up to start the drive.
He was trying to get the job done correctly, just trying to clear a little space for his returner. Ended up getting a little too much jersey and hooked the guy, hence the flag.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A final shot before break. Daniels.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
Incomplete. The coverage by Christian Rosebud.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee.
Halftime coming up. Let's get you down to Orlando and our buddy Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone. Scott Hansen here in our thankfully dry studios in Orlando. That's obviously not the case at the stadium, where the rain continues to play a factor in this game. Who will take better advantage of it in the second half? To find out the answer, let's go back out to the stadium and rejoin our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
right, Scott. Thank you. The rain, if anything, maybe intensified while you were covering the halftime report. We'll see how these two coaching staffs want to approach this second half to come. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 9. And they'll go again here with Hubbard.
And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. 1 yard and now no yards. Have them looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing now is Daniels. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. And space tough to come by there, so we get maybe a yard to the 37.
Burrow will throw.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Looking to put a drive together.
They'll begin this series with a give to Hubbard.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
And the Giants first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Out of the gun now on third down.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Good clean play, no flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get him off the field with a 3-and-out.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's just a 32-yard punt with no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
2nd and 7.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and
He's going to try and take off with it. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line.
So not his arm, but hurting him with his legs. A gain of 19 on the keeper and a first down.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Simon on the coverage.
To throw is Daniels. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. To the air goes Daniels.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Eddie Pinheiro on for the field goal. A 29-yard attempt.
This is up and good from Pinheiro.
And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So it was a 3-point lead at halftime, and they doubled that with a field goal here.
And I think defensively, you've got to be okay with that because you kept this game within a touchdown. Your hope is that you've inspired your offense to put a drive together, get in the end zone themselves, and hopefully get you the lead.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. And that is incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This is fielded at the 27. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. The New York set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you know they had a third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Chuba Hubbard, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to that lead.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Completed the 1. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Detroit's offense ready to take over.
And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Now a give here to Pollard.
And he'll get a couple up to the 29.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
They'll find the open man. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 22 yards. First down, Detroit.
They go with the empty set there. 5 receivers into formation. Normally, you want to have a running back in the block, but in this case, he's lined up to the right, and he ends up getting the football. A lot of confusion calls defensively, and it turns into a big play.
And they'll wind up getting this with all the way down inside the 20.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
That's another Detroit Lions.
Up the middle to Davis. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. That is caught at the 7.
13 yards on the play. That's another.
It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. Now back to throw. There's Evans again, complete. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
A pickup of 2 brings up second and goal at the 5-yard line.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. They'll look to throw.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
And Burrow going to throw again. And he's got it. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Lions have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
So after the touchdown, Martin now on to kick this one away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Giants offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And it's hard to believe you could run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, it's all been on display throughout. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
Second down and a yard. A give up the middle, Hubbard. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 139 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
He was brought down by Hayden Ellis. A gain of a yard brings up second and 9.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. This short throw caught by Goddard. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
On the handoff, it's Hubbard. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
The line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Here's Daniels.
And 4.
He's got his target. That's complete. Touchdown, Giants. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Giants look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. All right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And it really came together with a good week of practice.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead now up to 14. out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Burrow. That'll be taken in by Flowers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 3rd and 10 wasn't going to be easy. Now after the holding penalty, they have to deal with a 3rd and 20. Here's Burrow. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka showcasing the pass rush.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back.
Now Daniels.
He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd down, here's a run by Hubbard.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
They'll run for it.
It's Hubbard. And he's able to get the 1st before he's taken down at the 36. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down. He's been pretty good with his legs in this game. A really nice gain there. Defensively, they've been okay covering downfield, but you got to account for the quarterback, right?
Yeah, and that's the hardest part because normally when you play 11 on 11, it's truly not 11 on 11. Defensively, you don't account for the quarterback in the run game. You account for everyone else and hope that you can catch him before he gets to the 1st down marker. But as you notice, he's been doing it a little bit.
Chuba Hubbard with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Giants look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Pinheiro's extra point up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Lions 14.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
It's a gain of 20.
That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
It's a gain of 20. And the Lions first down.
Burrow going to keep it running right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at second down.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so he didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for a Lions first down.
Now it's Burrow. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 2
yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
From the 24, Burrow. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
8 yards to go.
Back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
And that is incomplete. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example. And now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now,
it's Brian Branch with it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
The interception was a good starting point, but still a huge hill to climb with his 3-score deficit and time fading.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Burrow looking to pass.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. 3rd down and 6.
Rashad Bateman. It's a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Looking to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
On first down, they'll start out with Hubbard.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
168 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
First and 10 at the
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On the give, this is Hubbard.
And he'll get this up only to about the 33.
down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9.
Daniels looking to throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
So possession goes over here on the punt. So out now come the Lions. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Incomplete. Kamari Lassiter on the cover.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow.
And that went to the right side and incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Giants, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get another home date next week as the Eagles will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports. fans, we're underway in Week 14.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over.
They'll be led out by their rookie quarterback from the University of West Virginia.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally, kept the ball clean, and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
And here are the key inactives for them in this one. And obviously, Charles, are going to be without some important names this week.
Well, hopefully those guys will be on the sidelines encouraging the guys who are going out there and helping them when they come off the sidelines during the game by giving them some tips on what they see and what they've experienced. That's true teamwork. And if you want to get to the playoffs, if you want to have a big push, you have to have that on your squad.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Jets first down. A gain of 14. And the Jets first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson on the tackle. 1-yard gain. Brings up second and...
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
A gain of 21 yards. First down.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
40 yards rushing for him here. What a start to the ball game. It's first and goal.
So they've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And at the start of Jordan Love's NFL career, he had one of the best seats in the stadium watching Aaron Rodgers work. But now he's looking for more than that. Rocket arm, big play potential. And he wants to show this organization that he's capable of being a dependable starter for the foreseeable future.
At the 33-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Working out of the gun. Love.
And that little deep, the juke move that we saw, able to give him the first down yardage before he's brought down.
A gain of 6. And the Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
That's caught. Jack Besh with it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Another Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
So in Jet territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 32-yard line. They'll run it. This is Ramondre Stevenson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's second down and 8.
Now here's a timeout defensively. Defensive timeout called by the Jets. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Stevenson gets it again on second down.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. The 22 is the line to gain here on third down.
Third and 7.
Here's Love. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
A 46-yard attempt.
And this one is right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The Jets offense and Nico Collins heading onto the field. And he's right up there amongst the league's best when it comes to racking up receiving yards this season. Currently ranked in the top 5 as things stand here.
And they'll run the option to start the drive. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10.
When you look at this Bronco defense,
They've been a very good unit against the pass, defending at 5th best in the league.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5. And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Third down and 13.
Operating from the gun, Glenn. And this is going to be incomplete.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And the Broncos take over, first down and 10.
At their own 40-yard line.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up first and 10 at the 40.
And the drive starts with a carry by Stevenson.
And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Solid gain of 18 yards and a Denver first down. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
Love now. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Glove. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Ball at the 6 here as they work with a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
The carry here for the big tight end. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football. 3rd down and 1. As they've got it as we resume action. They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Ramondre Stevenson with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. On 3rd down and short and everything well executed, he not only gets the first down, Charles, he gets the touchdown as well.
And you see the defense commit to the run so often in these situations. There's always that little bit of hesitancy, isn't there, partner? Thinking that they may play action here. They took advantage of that hesitancy and found their way into the end zone with a running play.
The extra point by Ryland up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Oh, good move. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And New York set to take the field. They are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
2nd and 12. Back to throw. Glenn connects with Kittle underneath. They'll come out with a 4-receiver set. 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
Looking to throw. Glenn. He's got him in. Complete. And out across midfield down to the 45.
And the Jets, first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
It's a gain of 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Pass complete to Royals. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line.
That's good for Jets. First down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Looking middle, he finds Royals. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. It's their quarterback.
with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Jets are once again back in front. We've seen this already from him in this game. Second time he's into the end zone with a rushing touchdown.
So the head coach is going to have a meeting with the owner this week. You know why? He's got to let the owner know, I know you wrote the check for his arm, but we're going to make him a part of our running game too. This guy can do it all. Let's see where he takes us.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Broncos offense and their running back Isaiah Pacheco getting set for this next possession. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently second in the NFL in rushing. The drive will start with an option going left. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Brings up second and 12 at the 20-yard line.
Throwing. Love. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
That's a gain of 8.
Love looking to throw it. Now this one finds McConkey. And he will have the Broncos first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6.
Broncos first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The Broncos at 8-4 now in the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you...
There he goes, left side. And all the way home for the Broncos score. Matthew Golden, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen. Took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And it's now 17-14.
Jets 14.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So out now come the Jets. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
And the Jets first down. First and 10 at the 49.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
It's second and inches. At the 41.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they do.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Jets first down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a second and 3.
7-yard pickup brings up second and 3. at the 8-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage with a flag down here to boot. So they may back up further. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Back to throw. Glenn. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Good work by that Bronco defense, and it leads to a 4th down.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Seibert able to knock this one through, and that will tie things at 17 all. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
So the Broncos coming out now. And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
Now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. On the counter, it's Stevenson. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
It's 4th down.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Deontay Hardy back deep. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jets will take over. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
At the 17-yard line.
Looking to throw. Glenn. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
A gain of 14. And the Jets 1st down.
Back to throw now on 1st down. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
But you do need to know as a young quarterback that if you're going to spread the field, the ball's got to come out quick, and you have to know where to go with the football, really, in pre-snap. Identify where you want to go and get rid of it.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. The final shot before break. Glenn. So we are deadlocked at the break here, and the EA Sports Halftime Report starts now. Here's Scott Hansen.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Scott Hansen back with you in the studios in Orlando. We've got a close one, as we expected. No quarter given on either side. We are all tied up at the break. This one could go either way, so let's find out as they're ready for the third quarter kickoff. Send it back out to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, great work as always. We'll see what the second half brings here. These two defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads at intermission. These offenses, they have had their way so far. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Now Love. Over the middle, he's got Golden. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
To throw now. Here's Love. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
Fair catch. Signaled for.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. He gets away from one.
And he'll have a Jets first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
That's good for a Jets first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
And he'll have a Jets first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
He continues to be effective running the football, a big reason that they have the lead.
And I love one of the quotes that I read about him where he said of himself, I love it when a team just hops on my back and I just carry them along.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46.
From the 46, here's the 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Here's a give up the middle.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 114 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
First down, New York.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 29-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
First down.
And hold on here because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And they run the option on 2nd down.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a third down.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line.
It's 2nd and 7 from the 9.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
A gain of 6 yards.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first down either. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play.
Yeah.
But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the 3rd quarter. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line.
Alexander on the tackle. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 3.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
It's 4th down.
I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Jets will have a short field to work with as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 23-yard line.
Off play action. Glenn. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got a sense to pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. He hit his first. Now this from 43. Seibert's kick is good. And with that, they take the lead here 20-17.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
8 yards on the pickup, brings up 2nd and 2.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Again, it's Pacheco.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Brought down right at the line
Now
of
it's
scrimmage.
2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
The Broncos on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Love.
That's to Bash over the middle.
And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. The Broncos send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this will be taken at the 13. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10.
New York ready to go again offensively. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. This one left side caught by Collins.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
That's good for the Jets. First down.
They go play action here on 1st down.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
At the 30-yard line.
They'll run. This is Jaden Blue.
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Rashad Weaver in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. The defense, they brought the house. That O-line, they were overwhelmed.
To put it mildly, because they didn't have enough bodies to block all the guys that came at them. Their best move, how they would have been better served, just turn around and yell, "Look out!" because here they come.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Throwing to start the drive. Love. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it up, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle and caught by McConkey. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. They'll run for it with Pacheco. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively.
No gain on the play.
Here's Pacheco once again. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds, back near their own 20. New York's offense back out there and set to go. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still, they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Nico Collins, 77 yards. And the Jets use the big play to extend their 4th quarter lead. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Denver's offense ready to go again. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. Love from the gun. And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete. 3rd and 2.
Complete to Isaiah Pacheco. That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Back to throw. Love. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And the Broncos 1st down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Love. Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. It'll be a loss of only a couple on the sack, but now it'll bring up 3rd down. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Chad Weiland on for the field goal. A 50-yard.
And this one is right through. And this is back down to a 7-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Jets offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
On a slant, here's Collins.
5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Now a play fake here on first down.
That's to the tight end, Helm.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
Off the play fake. Glenn.
And this one too low.
This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Over the middle, he gets it to Collins.
And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos offense and quarterback Jordan Love heading back out onto the field. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. And he stopped immediately there.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's caught at the 25. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Lad McConkey, 74 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination when you have momentum to go for two here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Well, this offense and their wideout headed back onto the field. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
They'll get this complete to Collins.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
That's good for the Jets. First down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Denver's offense now set to go.
They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may run out on them and finish the game.
And they'll have to be careful how they handle this.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Again, he'll drop to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Brings up third down and 1.
A big play here as the crowd noise rises. 3rd and 1.
Back to throw again.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone.
That's another Jets first down.
And now they're going to get the timeout. So a huge play has them in field goal range with a chance to possibly send this one to OT. So everything rests now on the right foot of Austin Seibert. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. That is inches from the upright. It's no good. Wide to the left. And that changes everything here in OT.
And here in overtime, a quick reminder, the game no longer ends following an offensive touchdown on the opening drive. Both sides will have the chance to possess the ball unless there's a defensive touchdown. In that case, the game will end right there. So the Jets won the toss. They'll get the first shot at finding a winner as we are back underway here in overtime. And he spins through. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And New York set to take the field. They have fought hard to reach this point. They've got the ball first. Remember, though, even if they score, it would quiet this crowd, but it doesn't end the game. But a chance to put a solid drive together here and at least get 3 and hopefully for them a touchdown.
They start the drive with a give to Blue. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
But that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working. But how about his vision to see where the play was going? Crashed down inside and tackled him for a loss.
They'll try and run again with Blue. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11.
Now a first throw here in overtime.
He'll swing this out to Blue. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. The defense does its job. Now they're going to get the ball here in overtime with a chance to win it.
Major league kudos to them because to get the ball back in this spot, everything was on them. It had to happen, and they pulled it off. They'll get it back for their offense with a chance to win.
Lester on the return.
It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
Well, their defense did the job, got off the field without giving up any points. And now, Charles, all they need here is a field goal, and they get the victory.
Yeah, and this is the way I love overtime. I'm one of those really old school guys that like sudden death right from the beginning. But we've got it now because any points wins the game. On defense, get a safety, a pick 6, fumble return, you can win it as well. So I'm really looking forward to this series and see how both sides play it.
Next score wins, but remember, this will be a tie if the period ends with no scoring as they work on 2nd down. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
It's a gain of 16 yards. That's good for a Broncos 1st down.
Love now. They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
Complete to Isaiah Pacheco. He's out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Working out of the gun. Love. That one complete to McConkey.
And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 40.
13 yards on the play. And the Broncos
Throwing. Love. Now they go screen. It's complete. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
Pacheco. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Jets.
Love looking to throw it. Oh, he'll work that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 8 yards to go.
Love. He's got his target. That's complete.
And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 23. And they'll get 14 yards out of it and a fresh set of downs.
At this point now, a field goal would win it. They are in range. We'll see how they approach things on 1st down. Here's Love.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
To pass, here's Jordan Love. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
To the air again, Love. Over the middle, he's got Golden. And he will have a Broncos 1st down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Now Love. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, partner?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this all the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution is pretty darn good.
So for the Broncos, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.